I don't tend to watch much seasonal anime these days. The act of just starting multiple shows just to drop most of them by the end of the third week gets kinda draining. Some of them looks interesting, but I can't be bothered starting any of them. I did start Spy X Family, Kage Nato Season 2, and The Rising of the Shield Hero Season 2. I'm currently enjoying my time with them, but damn, I wish Kage Nato was 20 or even 10 minutes long instead of 5. I need more ki in my life. I dropped Arhan-san since the humor wasn't funny to me. I know I can look into the shows to know if it's up my alley, but then I'll have to wait for cliffhangers with the chance of losing interest every week. I recently finished Attack on Titan Final Season Part 2 and it was awesome. I knew from Part 1 that I didn't want to wait every week with a cliffhanger, so I just waited it out and watched it on my own terms. Best decision I made. But with these recent seasonal anime experiences had me recall a simpler time when it didn't matter what I watched next. A time when my taste was young and unrefined, with all the time to watch funny foreign cartoons. I encountered the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. A true anime roulette. Back in 2017, 2 years in when I started watching more anime, my brother and I started watching random anime by middle mousing on a massive list of shows, sliding down fast, and then left clicking to figure out what we were gonna watch next. We gave it the charming name Anime Roulette. So this is the list of shows that were rouletted that I can remember. So no prior knowledge, no recommendations, or the limited Netflix selection. Just from an alphabetical list of hundreds of shows. Back then, we had more time on our hands. We usually ended up finishing everything we started, even if we lost interest early on. Before this, we watched what was available on Netflix in 2015, but that ended up limiting us to an action anime loop where we just look for the next hype show. But once we started rouletting, I believe it showed us more sides of anime instead of just battle shows. When rouletting, there were some good shows that I can still recommend, some bad that might be due to being uninterested at the time, or maybe it was just bad. Would I be able to tell you anything deep about some of these shows? No, not really. I forgot most of the details of animes 3 years ago, unless it affirmed a special place in my heart. I would want to rewatch some of them, eventually. Currently, I hold Monster in a high regard, even though I didn't finish it yet. It's thrilling having your entertainment decided by fate, a leap into the unknown void, with only the name and picture as a hint to what to come. Is this just gambling your time? Yeah, but the value it could bring to a new anime viewer could spice up their entertainment, especially if they only been watching what's popular or mainstream in anime. There are weird shows out there you can stumble upon by chance, but you could also find something that would stick with you for the rest of your life. Clannad was that special something. I started it alongside Penguin Drum until we put it on hold to focus on Clannad. It ended up being a part of my big 3 animes that will probably never leave me. A work of art that defined me as a person. I learned to goddamn sew by hand just to make a Dongo plushie. Look at the little rascals. Aren't they cute? It was a true diamond that led me to many other journeys that I'll never forget. Who knows if I would ever gotten around to this show. It's not just Clannad. There's Figure 17, Welcome to the NHK, Monster, Full Metal Panic, Barakamon, and others that I enjoyed. Rouletting was probably the reason I got into more animes with less fighting-focused plots, but that's where it ends. In 2018, I moved away from Anime Roulette to either choose from a limited selection of official streaming sites, or by having the smallest reason to watch based on premise or recommendation, with the seasonal anime sprinkled in here and there. I've also been dropping shows right when I lose interest. Dropping is not a bad thing, just a noticeable change. The last unofficial roulette is Magic Users Club, that I love. but I did stumble across it on Nozomi's Entertainment's YouTube channel. Side note, did you know that Nozomi's Entertainment has full anime free on their YouTube channel, dubbed and sub? Like Revolutionary Girl Utena, Please Teacher and Twin, and others that I don't recognize? Okay, back to the topic. I would recommend rouletting if you are new to anime and young, but I wouldn't recommend it if you lack the time, since it's a young man's game and I know you have better things to do. But is that a bad thing? No, not really. Most people already do a limited film of this when watching a seasonal anime. It just takes weeks, and there's an active discussion online. Also, why watch something random? You could just watch what people considers the all-time greats. You can go right to my anime list top shows to see what got the highest number. If you go by most popular or by most favorites, you will have the highest chance of seeing an anime someone else has seen before. You could even use a pretentious weeb starter pack image as a guide if you want people to think you have good taste. Wait, that's Serial Experiment Lane. I should watch that one since I've already seen half of the other shows. Better yet, just ask your friend for their favorite shows and watch that instead. You get to see inside his soul and give your friend a chance to share something they love. But imagine watching something completely random after hearing all that. Oh no. Looking at the script, it looks like the downsides outweighs the positives. The conclusion was always destined to end up like this. Would you trust someone who told you to head into the forest at night for the chance to find something meaningful? The act of spending time like this goes against what I stand for nowadays. I have limited time to achieve dreams, socialize, and entertainment for myself. I can't help looking back fondly at this time of my life, even though I could say I'm generally watching better shows these days because I know what I want from media. But maybe it was because someone was there with me, so the experience would always be a talking point. And we did find something good in the end. But if you could take a chance, would you plunge into the forest for me? Just one more time while we're still young, and see what you get? Go on, give it a spin. Thanks for getting to the end of this very silly little video. I just wanted to talk about a small part of my anime journey. I have a couple more ideas about topics that pop into my head. So subscribe if you want to see it, and follow me on my social media, with the link in the description, where I mostly just post my art.